Hello students, welcome to Veranda IAS. From the current affairs of environment, in this session we are going to learn about the Great Green Wall of India. The learning objective of this particular session will be to discuss the ambitious proposal of Great Green Wall in India. Then we will examine the Great Green Wall of India in news. Then we will further list the need and significance of the wall. And further, we will outline the Aravali mountain range and its significance. Friends, with that, let's begin with our introduction to the Great Green Wall. We all have heard about the Great Wall of China, but the Great Wall of China is made up of what you can say the stones and bricks and whatever the material that was available. So it is basically a concrete wall. But when we are talking about Great Green Wall, this is a wall of trees and the shrubs and whatever they are. So it is a green thing, like the green environment that we are talking about, or when we talk about forestation programs and the significance of trees and all those things, this program will surely have a very significant value. Now the center is considering an ambitious proposal to build a green wall around India's northwestern coast. Okay, northwestern coast. Remember this location, this is significant from the prelims point of view. To combat climate change and desertification, the center is considering 1,400 km long and 5 km wide green belt from Gujarat to Delhi-Haryana border, similar to the Great Green Wall that runs across Africa from Dakar in Senegal to Djibouti. This is the wall which is already existing. So the point here is that we are going to construct a wall which will be 1,400 kilometers long, 5 kilometers wide, green belt. So there will be trees and shrubs or whatever they will be planting. But just understand, it will be having a significant impact. And it will be from Delhi to Haryana border, from Gujarat to the Delhi-Haryana border. So that is a significant distance. And if this is achieved, really nothing can be much beautiful than witnessing that this thing is happening. So that's why we started by calling it to be an ambitious. Now, if it is successful, because this just planting the trees is not the thing. Managing those trees, then even looking, because that terrain specifically, if we are talking about that terrain, we have a desert at one side, and obviously water resources, maintaining, looking after those trees and all those things is going to be a huge challenge. But if we are able to achieve that, then there is nothing like that when it comes to the forestation programs of India. But that green wall is already running. So this example also you remember. So that is from Dakar, Senegal. Dakar is in Senegal to Djibouti. So that is also a significant achievement from the African point of view. So if we are able to do that in India, that again will be an achievement. Now further, what was the news about it? In January 2021, the United Nations initiated the effort as a part of its Decade on Ecological Restoration, which aims to, now remember, Decade of Ecological Restoration program by United Nations, and its aim is avoid, halt and reverse ecosystem degradation worldwide. The wall will be the biggest human-made living structure on the earth when it is finished in 2030. Okay, so the objective, now see the point. In January 2021, under that program, it has been initiated. If it is finished by 2030, then it will be the significant or the biggest man-made living structure on the planet Earth. We have just seen 5 kilometer wide and 1,400 kilometers long. It reveals itself to a legacy initiative in India's efforts to address land degradation and the Thar Desert's eastward march. Now, because see, understand, land degradation, if land is degrading further and further, there will be a huge problem for India, because what is the biggest challenge that we have to face if the land is degrading? It will be of food security. The land should be qualitative and the quantitative both. So if land degradation is increasing with respect to times, and it has been, like man-made is there, and natural causes are also there, and even we have the Thar Desert. Now winds and all those things, we know, sandstorms and all those kind of things. So that eastward movement can also be reduced. So it has a significant objectives, okay, and if it is achieved, again and again I am telling you, it will become very significant. It will help avoiding land degradation and Thar Desert's eastward march. Further, India intends to repeat the concept as a national priority in order to achieve its 2030 target of restoring 26 million hectares of damaged land. Now, if you are able to plant those trees, if you are able to grow those trees, and if they are successfully conserved even, and then in times to come, we can have whatever the land that has been damaged because of aridification and droughts and all those things, land usage, wrong usage of the fertilizers and all. So that can be achieved. So if it has to achieve, it has to actually make it as successful. The green belt may not be contiguous, but would roughly cover the entire degraded Aravali range through a massive afforestation exercise. Now this is the point. It is going to be carried out in the Aravali range. Now it is not going to be like a continuous stretch on the western front. It can be in the patches. Now Aravalis are mountains, and mountains there may be passes and all those things. So the objective of this complete program is what? To deforestation should be carried out on these Aravali mountains. That is the same thing. That is the simple thing. So Aravalis have to be restored. And Aravali's restoration, that long restoration of Aravalis will almost be 1400 kilometers. And Aravalis have a very significant geographical significance in India. Now, need and significance of this wall. Let's see this. Now, the Great Green Wall Initiative aims to improve regions' natural systems. Okay, that is the important thing. Regions' natural system. Resilience through effective ecosystem management, sustainable land resource development, preservation of rural heritage, and better living circumstances for local residents. So overall, very ambitious, and at the same time, because of those ambitious, a large significant impact will also be there. And what is this impact? See, for example, regions' natural systems will be improved. Yes, it will be improved whenever there are trees. You are going to have that. Forests are never going to destroy the planet. They are only for the benefit of the planet. It is like always for the benefit. Through effective ecosystem management, it is not going to only be the trees, right? If you are just doing the forestation, there will be animals into it. At the same time, it will help us in the environment, temperatures and all those kind of things. So ecosystem management can be done. Better management ecosystem is required also, and it can be done also. So one point is natural systems, improve the region's natural systems. But that has to be done through effective ecosystem management, again to benefit the ecosystem itself. Then sustainable land resource development can also be done. That has to be done. Preservation of rural heritage, because Aravali region, again, it is known for its cultural heritage and all those things. So you have to preserve that also, because the biggest forts and all those things in India, they lie in the Aravali plains, Aravali Mountains specifically. So preservation of rural heritage also has to be done, and better living circumstances for the local residents. A legacy program such as converting a large tract of land into a green belt in high intensity land degraded states will go a long way toward fulfilling the India's goal. Further, the idea of constructing a green belt from Porbandar to Panipat, Porbandar in Gujarat to Panipat in Haryana, will not only aid in the restoration of degraded land by the afforestation along with the Aravali hill range, which runs across Gujarat, Rajasthan, Haryana and Delhi, but will also act as a barrier of dust from Western India and the Pakistan. Fine. So that is the point. See, it will be running from what? Porbandar to Panipat. Further, we all know it will be helping in the restoration of degraded lands and afforestation along the Aravali hills. That is the second point in the same point. And then the third point is just about the Aravalis. Aravalis are running mountain range which runs from Gujarat, Rajasthan, Haryana and Delhi, but will also act. Now, fourth point we can see what is the benefit of that. Now see, from the western side, winds will be blowing. So with the winds, dust will be coming. So that dust will be avoided. At the same time, from Western India and the Pakistan, from both places, the dust will be avoided, or it will act as a barrier. So that is the need and the significance of the wall. Further, now let's have a brief points about the Aravali mountain range. Now this is like from the geography's viewpoint of view, but just go on the maps, visit your atlas, check in the atlas from which part to which part the Aravali mountains go. Now the Aravalis of northwestern India, one of the oldest fold mountains. I hope you have studied fold mountains in geography. So it is type of the fold mountains, and it is one of the oldest mountains of the world. Okay, it is not a new mountain. We all know Himalayas are the very young mountains. They have been recently created if we talk in terms of the geological periods. But it is the oldest fold mountains of the world, now from residual mountains with an elevation of 300 to 900 meters. So that is the elevation. See, their heights is not significant. Again, why the heights is not significant? Because these are not young mountains. In the younger age, their height may have been significant, but it is not there in present time. So 300 to 900 meters. They stretch for a distance of 800 kilometers from Himmatnagar in Gujarat to Delhi, spanning Haryana, Rajasthan, Gujarat and Delhi. Okay, so this is the geographical location of Aravalis. Again, I will say, go back to your atlas, check which state it passes through, because UPSC likes to ask these type of questions in prelims examination. The Aravali is rich in biodiversity and provides habitat to 300 native plant species, 120 bird species and many exclusive animals like the jackal and mongoose. So this is like about the flora and fauna of the Aravali. So if you are again enriching that by the forestation programs, then again it is going to be significant in the sense that it will help in the biodiversity conservation. So overall, if the wall is being created, then there is only one thing, that is the benefits. It is not the thing that where we can study what are the limitations and all those things. Limitation will be there, but then again we have to overcome those limitations, and it will be mostly the financial resources and the management of that. But the benefits that we are going to reap out of this, and if we are able to do that, then those will be overreaching the limitations and all those things. Further, the range is considered to be the lungs for the world's most polluted air of Delhi National Capital Region. So Aravalis actually act as the lungs, because they are the region only which, because see, other rest of the area is the urban area, trees are lacking and all those things. Only the forests whichever are there, they absorb the carbon which is being emitted and all those things. They act like a carbon sink. So here they are the lungs. They take away the carbon from that northern region of Delhi and the NCR, and then they give the oxygen. So Aravalis play a very significant role in the geography as well as the ecosystem of the northern India, specifically the Delhi, Haryana, Rajasthan's region. So with that, to summarize what we have learned ambitious proposal of Great Green Wall in India. Then we studied Great Green Wall of India in news. Then we studied the need and significance of the wall. And then finally, we studied the Aravali mountain range. So with that, I hope you have understood the concept of Great Green Wall. That's it for this session. See you in another one. Thank you.